me like.
Hi everyone, Rob here again. Thank you for joining me. And as ever, please like, subscribe and share all those things. And it's what a morning glow we've got here. It's beautiful and it's quite early in the morning because as ever, I'm getting up and out and getting my day started. So I thought I'd get this video done now. And it's just a little video about the recording session I did the other day at NARM Studios, owned by the wonderful Nick Allen. As we all know, that's my musical spiritual home. And I was there with George Waters, who was engineering for the day. He also helped me with another session that I can talk about very soon, because I think that music is going to be coming out. And it's from one of the Gary Newman alumni, shall we say. I'm very excited about it and I can't wait to share it with you. I think he's actually shared a little bit online, but as well, so I guess it wouldn't be a secret, but well, I don't think it's quite ready yet. When the release date is out and it's going to hit the internet, I will let you know. Yeah, so George was engineering and I was using my usual setup, which I'll go through on camera in a second. But it was my usual DW collectors in Broken Glass Sparkle. And somebody said the other day, actually, why did you choose Broken Glass Sparkle of all the colours? And you can even, you know, send DW your own swatch of an idea for a colour. Well, the thing was, around that time when I was getting a bit upset and unhappy with my relationship with Sonor Drums, who make superb drums, and you know, I enjoyed my tenure with them for 10, 15 years. But around that time, I was started working with Simple Minds. So that would be 2010, something like that. And again, it was through my really good friend, Charlie Jones. You know, one day I was rehearsing again at NARM Studios, actually, in the little shed at the back, the cabin in the woods at the back. And he took a phone call. We were rehearsing with a band called Daddio, which is brilliant fun. And then he came back in and he sat back on his stool and he grabbed his double bass and I said, "Oh, who was that?" And he said, "Oh, it was just someone from Real World Studios. They're, you know, they just rang me about that they're looking for a drummer." And I said, "Oh, cool." Kind of thing. No, but he said, "It's Simple Minds." And I went, "Oh, wow, brilliant. You know, don't you forget about me, you know." And he said, "Yeah, and I've put your name forward." And I was like, "Ooh." He said, "So is your phone on? Get it off silent because they're probably going to ring you in a minute." And it was like, sure enough, the phone went. And a few hours later, I was down in Real World, sat in the dining room with Jim Kerr and Charlie from the band. And it was just like, wow. And then the next day I was in recording. And I was in for 2 days, and then another day, a little while after that. Then they came back about a week later, and we did more. Anyway, it was really good fun, really good. Anyway, getting back on point to the story, one of the songs we were working on was a song called "Broken Glass Park," and when I got the sort of color charts through, you know, the finished charts or whatever, swatches, whatever you want to call them, for DW. Because I'd already made the inquiries and I looked at it and it was just like Broken Glass Sparkle. I wanted a sparkle. I was always using wood stain finishes with Sonor, which is fine. And they always look really plush, I think. I love wood stains even now. But I wanted to just go for a change. So I thought, why not a sparkle? Let's do this. And then Broken Glass Park, Broken Glass Sparkle, it just had to be. So it was, you know, through my time working with Simple Minds. And actually, some people have asked me about that song. They've heard versions of it. The version I was on a special 12-inch mix, which was actually also the single and was played on Radio 2, because all my aunties would message and say, "It's on again." It was really cute. I've got it on vinyl, and it had a Milo remix of one of their classic singles, "Don't You Forget About Me," probably, or something like that. Or "Promise You a Miracle," possibly. But it's on my wall. But not in this room, so I can't see it right now. But I'm on that one, and on the official video that's on YouTube, that version of it has got me with all the fills on it and stuff like that. And the other version's got Mel Gaynor on it and a drum machine, I think. You know, they just programmed another version. But anyway, that's where that came from. So I was using that drum set. A little bit of backstory for you there. And on my usual sort of Vulcan cymbals, but I'll walk you through that in a minute on the video. And it was a great day, really good. We had a few issues, gremlins in the mix, you know, with channels buzzing and bits and bobs. It was one of those odd days where you think everything's just going to go fine. You got one song to record, you get in there, and then all of a sudden the gremlins are like, oh, no, 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 no. I'm going to make this day a bit awkward for you. And there was actually a band coming in later on as well. So I only had the room for a certain amount of time to get the session done. But anyway, we did a grand job. And you'll hear a bit more about it in a second, and I'll go through the various things. But yeah, I'll shut up talking now, and I'll run the clip of me just giving you a very quick walk around the drum set and so on. And I'll be back in a second. Okay, so we've just been tracking the drums for Crimson. The usual snare drum we've got there, 14 by 7.5, whatever. We've got the 10, the 12, and the 14 collector's toms. And a little bit of moon gel, just one bit of moon gel on all the toms, just to take the edge off. And the 22-inch bass drum. We've got the 22-inch Etna Ride, the 18-inch Etna Crash, and the White Master effects. And we've got an antique Crash over there, the 18. And my usual hi-hat combination of the Dark Master on the bottom and the Legend on the top. They're 14s. And I tracked today basically using the Vic Firth 5As. That sounded really nice, really happy with that. The kit sounds amazing. I think there's some footage I'll attach to this later, but that's what it looks like when you're inside the machine. But yeah, it sounded pretty good. Let me just give you I won't play because we've got to pack up, we're done now. But got the bass drum, snare drum, yeah, lovely. Well, hey, so that's that. So yeah, we had George engineering the session, and as I say, we're done. We got some fun takes, some sort of safe as houses takes, safe as houses, son. And also a few kind of random wild ones, which I like to do, just so I can, yeah, maybe chop and change a few things here and there where I go, you know. And I think, oh, let's just put a little bit of drum and bass in there and compress it. And we also have this rather lovely Sennheiser, what is it, a 420? I don't know what the number is of that one. As like a sort of crunch mic, which sounds amazing. So Crimson, even though it's 70 BPM, we might be checking some double time drum and bass bits here and there, heavily compressed through that sort of crunch mic, which is cool. And drop it in the comments, the number. I don't know what the number of that microphone is. I should do, shouldn't I? But there we go. So yeah, all good. We're all done. That's NARM Studios. As I say, George was engineering. He's just about to come down. We've got to take all the mics down and tidy up for tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm off to Paignton for 2 days to record at our friends Electric Recording Studios. Recording some new material with an up-and-coming young artist. And another day, oh, I don't know what the other day is. The other random stuff, session work that they've got in for me. So there we go. That gives you a bit of a kit roundup of what we were using for the song Crimson, which is going to be coming out later in July. And yeah, any questions on the kit or anything, please drop it in the comments. And yeah, nice one, guys. Okay, so there's a little walk around the drum set. The standard DW Vulcan setup that I use with so many people in so many places. I'm also going to play a few little sound bites now as well, because I took a few little cheeky shots of just with my camera next to the speakers, you know, and of course when I move around you get that odd sort of moving thing that happens. But it was interesting because I knew I wanted the sort of groove that you're going to hear in a second for the song. I mean, that tempo, sort of 80 BPM or whatever it is, 70 BPM, sort of dictates that kind of thing, where you could stick 16s on the hats, or eighth notes, dum dum ka. You know, both would work. One is giving it a more closed, tight feel, you know, the 16s, whereas the eighth notes give it a more open feel with the 1 and 2, you know, that kind of thing. It's more open and kind of rocky. And this song can take a very tight 16th note feel, like Massive Attack, if you're going to say, try and reference it. And also take a sort of rock open 8th note on the hat as well, even with the hat's semi-open, sizzling away, you know, rock style, Ringo style. You know, that could be a thing. And even like the quarter note, it could really sort of grind like a heavy rock tune. And that's what I love about this thing when we call referencing, you know, because you could easily just, the version I put on the demo that I gave to everybody, and for people just to check out and listen to, was the, you know, and that's standard. But when you get in the room and you try it with those open rock hi-hats, it sounds great. You imagine guitars on it then, and I'm still not sure about guitars. I may put guitars on it. So I'm just going to go through a few different vibes, and just to see what you think. And the other thing was, I thought, why not take it like in a drum and bass vein as well? So I did a few takes like that, which are random and crazy. You're only going to hear a small little amount, but there's some really weird shizzle going on there. But I could also kind of compress it, you know, and make it sound like it's coming through a little tiny radio speaker, you know, that kind of vibe, and have it somewhere in the mix at different times, sort of playing this double time thing. So, you know, I was really excited about it. But yeah, I'll just play you some sound bites and just see what you think. Right, so there you go. The drum and bass thing, you know, I sent it to Carolina. So of course we know Carolina Crisciute is the singer on this track. Amazing voice. She's going to be doing a few more songs as well on the album, because some are instrumental. So, you know, so you're going to hear more of that amazing voice. It's coming your way. We're actually in the studio next week doing some more work with Jay again. The A-Team, we're back on it. So yeah, having that sort of drum and bass vibe on there just gives it a totally different feel. And I'm really looking forward to getting this song finished, getting it out there, getting you guys to hear it. But as ever, I've got a lot of work on myself. And because I'm doing it all myself, you know, anyone out there knows that the struggle is real, bro. Trying to get things done in time and, you know, financially getting everything sorted. And but I've got some great musicians who are saying, hey man, if I do this, you could do a session for me. It's all good. I'm happy to do that. And that's lovely. You know, what a lovely community the musician sort of vibe is. It's superb. So I'm looking forward to you hearing it. We've got the drums to sort of mix and edit and sort out. And then possibly guitar, possibly live bass, the synth bass on it at the moment. I still don't know if I'm going to have live bass or not. I'm not sure which direction I want to take it in. But, you know, it is going to be out later on this month, I promise, or early August at the latest. I had some sessions come in that I, you know, which is great, but I didn't really plan that in my diary. You know, that wasn't kind of what was supposed to happen. I was supposed to spend a bit more time on the track. But hey, work is work, you know, and that pays for me to do more of my own work. So thanks for watching as ever. So I just wanted to give you an update of what's happening. We're getting closer and closer, ever closer, to getting Crimson in the bag, as they say, but it's sounding brilliant. And as I say, thanks to Carolina and Jay and Nick Allen, all the people that have been involved in it so far. It's brilliant. The little snippets I've played to people, that people are loving it, think it's really exciting. They love the voice, love the vibe of the track. Think it could be synced with voice and without, so there could be possibilities there as well, you know, for movies and adverts and soundtracks, whatever. Who knows? I mean, you know, pray to the gods of success there. So as ever, thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, you know the drill. And thanks to all the people who've just watched my Gary Newman video clip from last week. All I wanted to do was come on as a Newman fan, as most of you here know that I am a massive Newman fan, and say what I thought. It wasn't going to be one of the interviews that people do where they break it down and talk about each individual track. It was just a generalization. And basically, you know, it's got 6,000, so it's the most watched video. And I've had some nice comments. I've also had some comedy, not so nice ones about it. And one man just said, "Oh God, you're boring," or something. Who could have been a friend of mine? I don't know. But I mean, I laughed. It is quite funny. I didn't think it was that boring. I thought I was quite short for me. I thought it was a short video. But yeah, so that's amazing. So thank you, Newman fans, for connecting with that. And some are asking me to get some videos done on Cedric Sharpley, like not just talking about his playing, but actually physically playing some at the studio. Maybe I should do that, because obviously the Newman stuff is getting a bit of traction, especially after his Glastonbury set, which was amazing. If you haven't seen it, get on iPlayer. So yeah, anyway, I've got to go. So thanks for watching. All those things I just said. Take care, have a groovy day, and I'll see you again soon.
Lost our feelings right down to the bone. A sense of what's been missing, time overthrown. It's not knowing as much as the pain. Crimson is the color of my love.